turn to make the case for the company's next generation console, and as we've been anticipating over the last year or so, isn't really going to be about Xbox Series X specifically. Microsoft's game plan is not as much hardware driven as it is service driven, reinforced and made abundantly clear after watching the Xbox Game Showcase. The real star of the show was undoubtedly Game Pass, and the company's future success will now heavily depend on that service's consistency. And that's sort of been the case for a while now, right? I mean, Game Pass has been able to overshadow Sony's PlayStation Plus, and everything Microsoft showed during the showcase will be available on Game Pass. Think about that, that's kind of amazing. It says a lot, and it definitely speaks as to how Microsoft is approaching its business model moving forward, where Sony has cemented itself as more of a generational console maker. Xbox says you can play anywhere. The case that investing in the Xbox platform is the way to go. Xbox says you can play anywhere. Now, with that, Microsoft has to make the case that investing in the Xbox platform is the way to go. So, what did we see at the Game Showcase? Well, we saw Halo, because of course we're going to see Halo, and we saw Halo gameplay, and it looks a lot like Halo, with a grappling hook. Okay, great. It's also becoming a little more clear that this next one is going to be a little more open world than any of the previous games, which seems kind of cool. And I'm curious to see just how all of that works. Is it going to be as linear as all those other games? So, what else? Some of the developer acquisitions that Microsoft has been making over the last few years: breathtakingly stylized Everwild, a new State of Decay game, and a few surprises too, like Stalker 2, and maybe not super surprising, but finally an official Fable announcement. And we also got a sneak peek at world debuts, like the next Forza Motorsport game, As Dusk Falls, and a look at the next open world RPG from Obsidian called Avowed. So in addition to everything we saw being on Game Pass, news also to the previous expansions and the Beyond Light update that's scheduled to come out in November. And while nothing announced was inherently exclusive just to the Xbox Series X console, there are also console launch exclusive, but not PS5 when they launch. Those games that they highlighted were titles like Medium and the free-to-play Crossfire X. Now, there wasn't much news in regards to xCloud, which is a bit of a letdown in my opinion. That's Microsoft's game streaming service. But we did learn recently, before the... There's still some of this story that's yet to be told, though, and that's fine. These days, % sure, especially if they don't plan on playing any games on PC, and a possible debut of a half-step next-generation Xbox that's still to be will crystallize as the month that Microsoft debuted to line up. Are you mid-level console looks like? Let me know in the comment section below. Thanks everyone for watching. Stay safe. We'll see you.